Hi and welcome to my channel. You know, I love anything about career progression, especially in nursing, especially in the UK. So in today's video, I'm going to be telling you 4 of the highest paying nursing jobs and nursing specialties that exist in the UK. Even when you look at other countries such as the US of A, Australia, Canada, you know, all the so-called developed countries, these are the highest paying jobs when it comes to being a nurse, which means that when you're choosing your specialty, you need to be very wise. You need to be very, very smart. Because let me tell you, they're going to pay you more for having a particular skill. They won't pay you more for your time that you've been in the profession, but you're paid for your skill. And this is a secret that if there's one thing you're going to take from this video, this is what it's going to be. So if you're new to my channel, obviously you're welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, as usual, appreciate your time and just leave a comment in the comment section below. What is your situation right now? Are you a qualified nurse? Are you still out of the UK? Are you already in the UK? Are you considering career progression? If so, what pathways are you considering? Are you still planning to get into nursing? Are you over the fence? Look, nursing is the best career. You should 100% consider it. Like, no bias at all, but I mean, you must consider it. So if you haven't joined this family, take this opportunity now to hit the subscribe button so that you're the first person to be notified every single day when I drop a new video on here. So I'm going to tell you in this video, obviously, there are 4 highest paying specialties in nursing. Why I like those specialties. By the way, it's not my opinion that they're the highest paying. They are the highest paying jobs. I'll tell you how you become each one of those so that you're aware of what you need to do. So what's the first one? The first one is an advanced nurse practitioner. And by the way, I do have a free newsletter. I've dropped the link in the comment section below where I share information such as this directly to your inbox, information about free visa sponsorship opportunities to move to the UK or to switch your visa if you're already in this amazing country, career progression opportunities. I'm passionate about this because I started my own UK journey as a carer in a nursing home. I did domiciliary care. I've done all sorts of carer jobs, then progressed into nursing, and I now work as an advanced nurse practitioner, which is the most senior clinical nursing position. So if you join my newsletter, it's free. I send that info to your inbox. It won't take you 20 seconds. You drop your name and email and you're part of the newsletter. You're also going to find my contact details on there. There's my WhatsApp number, my email address. If you need to reach out, then do so ASAP. As you know, with the recent UK government changes, if you're not progressing in your career, you will not be able to bring dependents to the UK, because if you don't progress, you will not be able to earn the £38,000 that is needed in order for you to be able to bring your dependents. And this is even if you are a British citizen. Apart from this, progression is something that is key. It gives you confidence. It gives you a lot of fulfillment and satisfaction. And so you should definitely consider it. So advanced nurse practitioner, it is, you know, among the 4 highest paying jobs in nursing. That's what I do. It's not a coincidence that I chose this job. Absolutely amazing. You know, you earn a lot of money. You know, the pay, everybody earns more than £50,000 per year with this job. You know what I mean? The basic salary is very, very high. Obviously, it varies depending on where you're working. If you work for the NHS, you're going to earn a little bit less, but still over £50,000 per year as your basic salary. If you work in a place like A&E, where you're going to be doing, you know, night shifts, weekends, and all of that, you earn a lot. You can even earn in excess of £100,000 per year. If you work privately, say for example in GP surgeries or in, you know, private hospitals, and you know, there's loads of places where you can work, you earn a lot more. For example, I've got colleagues that earn over £100 per hour working as advanced nurse practitioners privately. So again, it is very lucrative, very high paying. So for you to become obviously an advanced nurse practitioner, there's a whole process that you need to take in order to get there. So there's a master's course that you need to do. The master's course is 3 years. But before you do the master's course, you've got to be ideally a senior nurse. You know what I mean? Because, you know, there's an apprenticeship, by the way. I went through the apprenticeship pathway to become an advanced nurse practitioner. So all of these 4 pathways we'll be talking about do have apprenticeships, and that's the fun of it. But it takes a lot of effort. It took me 14 months to get the apprenticeship, but it was really worth it because once I did, I was like, oh my goodness, I know I'm choosing the best career. So this is one of those careers, obviously. And by the way, I do have a private career coaching program where I can support with getting all these jobs. You want to get into healthcare, NHS jobs, you know, you're looking for apprenticeships so that you're paid to study in the UK, career progression, you're a carer, you want to transition into nursing, into healthcare, You know, you're wondering how you're going to do that ACP. You're thinking about courses that will help. You're thinking about how to proceed. You're thinking about all of these things. I can support you with that. So if you check the description box below or the about section of this channel, then you know you're going to find info about our coaching program, and then or you just check the comment section below and reach out to myself, and I can provide more information about what it entails and how it is going to support you. So whether it's for yourself, for your wife, for your husband, for your kids, you 100% want to make sure you pursue this. So the next job is a nurse anesthetist. And when I say nurse anesthetist, I don't mean an anesthetic nurse, because people are always confused, you know, like, oh, you know, does it mean that how come I'm band 5 and I'm an anesthetic nurse? It's not the same. A nurse anesthetist is a job that is one of the highest paying. An anesthetic nurse, any nurse can apply for that. So it's not really something that, you know, you're going to be paid exactly same amount of money as any other nurse. So with a nurse anesthetist, you know, obviously it's a very senior job. You're going to be paid a lot of money. So you need to undergo specialist training, extra training, you know, if you want to do this. The ideal place to work as a band 5 nurse, if you want to become a nurse anesthetist, ideally you want to go to theaters. If you work in theaters, then that's one of the best places you can then progress into a nurse anesthetist. You've got to be so good, very competitive. Interview preparation, look for these senior jobs. You need to be spot on, because only 1% of nurses will progress to these jobs that we're talking about. Very competitive. You need to be, you know, cutting your teeth and, you know, dotting your I's, impeccable. Because I offer you know, interview coaching for people that are going for these jobs, and look, it takes a lot of effort. It's a very laborious process even for me. I spend hours and hours and hours revising with these people, going through this, and it's amazing. You know, it is absolutely amazing. I remember one of the midwives in my private coaching program, she came over from Ghana, and she's been going through one of these pathways, and it's just amazing, obviously, to see her progress and to see her journey through this. So it is worth it. It takes effort. You know, career progression, like I say, only 1% of people progress. You know, it's well worth it. You work less, you earn a lot more money, you have a lot of confidence, a lot of authority, and all that, which are all good. So the next job is a nurse and so we've spoken about the advanced nurse practitioner, just so that, you know, if you're kind of like, where are we now? Advanced nurse practitioner, we've spoken about the nurse anesthetist, and remember, that's not an anesthetic nurse. And then now the next one is the nurse endoscopist. Nurse endoscopist is absolutely amazing. Again, you're paid more for the skill, because if you work, say, in endoscopy, then that is the best way, obviously, to progress to a nurse endoscopist. But what I will advise is, as a nurse, it's always good to, I don't want to say it's mandatory, it's not mandatory, but if you have ward experience, then that's really good. And if you can progress at least to a band 6 position, then it is also a great way for you to progress. You know, it is a great way for you to progress in any position. So you get onto the wards, you get to band 6, and then you have the highest, you know, kind of opportunities. And if you want me to do a video on how to progress from a band 5 nurse to a band 6 nurse in the UK, do feel free to do that, because there are specific skills that you need to have. The interview is very specific on particular things. It's not really about your competence in terms of your clinical abilities, but they are looking for other skills. Because for you to progress in nursing, yes, if you're clinically very good, that's very nice and good, but there are other skills that they need for senior jobs, you know, that are not necessarily the basic nursing skills that you and I would have, you know, in order to get into the profession. So nurse endoscopist is one of those high paying jobs. There are private companies that are currently recruiting, paying over £100,000 per year for nurse endoscopist. And so, you know, it's beautiful when you progress in your career, because you don't need to work 50, 60, 70 hours per week for you to earn more money. You work your normal full-time hours and you get paid 100,000. It is absolutely beautiful. Some people argue that if you're doing extra shift and you're earning a lot, then what's the point progressing? No, it's not the same thing, because the whole point is that you don't have to work all those hours when you've progressed, and also your workload is very manageable because you're kind of in charge. You know, it's more about decision making rather than really being more of the hands-on work. So all these jobs, as you can see, they're more like skill based rather than knowledge based as well. rather than anything else. So again, what do you think about these jobs? Which one do you find more enticing, more intriguing? Which one would you want to pursue? Obviously, I've got a course, by the way. If you're part of my coaching program, I've got a course that takes you step by step through each of these pathways, what you need to progress in each and every one of them. The course also covers, there are 15 different nursing career progression pathways on the course. If you need more information about the course, get in contact with me and I can give you access to that course so that you'll go through interview questions. How do you become that? What courses do you do? What universities? Every single thing for each of these opportunities. The course is very comprehensive. Interviews, it covers everything. 15 different UK career progression pathways that are some of the best, specialist nursing and all that. So the next one that we need to talk about is occupational health nurse. So occupational health is an industry that is very, very rewarding. Not only that, but it's also very high paying. And this is because private clients rely on nurses to deliver their occupational health strategy. As you know, every company really kind of has the occupational health department that is caring for clients, whether it's private or it's government, it doesn't matter. And so when you become an occupational health nurse, you can earn a lot of money for this. Obviously, these are all senior jobs. It's not band 5 level jobs or band 6 or band 7. These are jobs that you can earn in excess of 100,000. So it requires a lot of meticulous planning when it comes to career progression planning. The best thing about these jobs is that the NHS offers training for these opportunities. And this is the reason why if you work for the NHS, you're going to end up having a lot more opportunities than if you work for private companies, because all these 4 jobs that I've spoken about, private companies will pay you over £100,000 per year to do any of these jobs. But if you don't have the training, qualification, and certification yet, they don't want to hear from you. They'll say, oh, you need to get the training and then come back to us. They don't offer training. They want people who are already trained and qualified. And that is why when you work for the NHS can give you that training through apprenticeships. Through apprenticeships. I didn't say you go and pay and do the training. I said you get the training through apprenticeship. If you're a nurse anesthetist, you need to know what the job is about. Like if you're an advanced nurse practitioner, you're assessing patients, you're making decisions on diagnosis, planning, management, treatment, antibiotics, and all of that. You need to know what the job is. It's not something that you sit in a classroom, read and do. It's a practical skill that you need to know. If you're a nurse endoscopist, you can't just go and pay a course and do. It doesn't work. You need practical experience. How do you do a gastroscopy? How do you do a colonoscopy? How do you do a flexible sigmoidoscopy? You need consultants, gastroenterology consultants, general surgery consultants to supervise your practice. And as you can see, all these different jobs that pay a lot of money, you just cannot, it's not about money to pay and do the courses, but you need access to the facilities that will enable you to get that training. And that is why, I always go on about career progression. If you don't have the patience to be employed and go through interviews and go through that, you will not be able to progress, because that's the only way to gain these skills. Because all these jobs are paying more. Obviously, they're very senior positions. And the good thing is you're going to be working your normal 37.5 hours a week, but earning 100,000. Like, how good is that? It's not the same thing as working 60 hours a week, 70 hours a week, and earning 100,000. I would argue that if I can work 30 hours a week, and earn that amount of money, I'm far better than somebody who's earning the same amount with 70, 80 hours a week, because you can't see your kids. Even if it's not about kids, you're going to be stressed out. You're going to be burnt out. Healthcare is a challenging environment, short-staffed. It's very, very difficult. And also your PIN number is going to be at risk, because evidence and research shows that the more hours you work, the more likely you are to make mistakes. And so, these are some of the things you want to be aware of when you're choosing your career path. Which one do you like about these 4? Like I say, I work as an advanced nurse practitioner, which is also one of the highest paying jobs, within nursing, in any country, in the profession altogether. And so, it's beautiful when you're in that position, but it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. It's taken me 13 years, from a carer to progress, into an advanced nurse practitioner. It doesn't have to take you that long. You know what I mean? We've all got different paths. We've all got different experience. We've all got different plans for our futures, but you need to put yourself forward. So whether you're already in nursing or still planning to get into nursing, it's about starting today. It's about taking action now and getting started with that journey. Because if I had not started 13 years ago, I wouldn't have been where I am today. And sometimes it seems as if, oh, it's really easy. It's not. It's about a lot of persistence that I've had to go through. So again, do put yourself forward for these opportunities. I'm going to link up this video here just to give you more information. So check this out here.